Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to kick off the Christmas nail art. So I've decided to kind of come up with some 5 very simple red classic Christmas designs, walk you guys through it, and then as we get on with it all, I'm going to start coming out with all sorts of different designs, but I thought I'll keep it short and sweet and simple for today just to get it all started and not overwhelm any of you guys just yet. So I've got 2 different shades of red, one's a glittery one, one's a regular. We do have a nude, so I've gone for a Semilac today, and then you also do need a white gel polish. So the reason why I've gone in with 2 reds is because both are quite sheer and jelly-like. So if you want to just use one on its own, it's not mega pigmented. So I really wanted to kind of build them up, and I really wanted to use the glittery one, but because of the jelly consistency, I just used the more, non-glittery one as the background to help make the glittery one a bit more opaque, and then we'll do the glitter on top. So we do have 2 nails that are nude, 3 nails that are red, and they are all going to go into lamp for a cure. Once they're out, I will do another coat, which I will actually show you guys in a moment because we are applying the glittery gel polish, so you see what I'm basically talking about and how gorgeous it is, because it's a really, really nice one. It's not chunky at all. It's a fine glitter. So sometimes I find that the fine glitter ones are quite chunky and like bumpy, so you have to really work thin with it. But the ratio in this gel polish is so good. Like, it's perfect. So that's great, and it's so pigmented. Like, one brush already coated like so much glitter on the nail, which is great. So I'm doing a very nice thin layer of it, just enough to cover the nail, make it look glittery, and then that will go into lamp for another cure. And the nude nails had another layer of nude applied again as well, and that will go into lamp for a cure as well. Once it's out, we only have 2 nails that have a French tip going on today, so only show me doing the one because it's very repetitive, and I will do another coat of it as well with the glitter, but we want it to be a glittery gel polish. We will be matte top coating them later, so we'll mute the glittery part of it all down. So if you prefer it to be mega sparkly, then just do a glossy top coat. Otherwise we will be obviously doing a matte one later. So you see what I mean when I say it kind of like dims it down, but it still gives that sparkle. So when light hits on the nail, like, you can really still see it sparkling, which is really good, and I love that kind of look. So here is the French tip nail. I went a bit too quick with colouring in the tip, so I had to go back in and fix up the little mistake I made, and then in a moment I'll do the other nail too, but off camera, and then we'll apply another layer of the glittery. I always find the second layer obviously so much easier because it's already there for you, like so much quicker and easier to do. The first layer is always a nightmare, getting that smile line ready and perfect and crisp and everything. Ugh, so hard. But yeah, now it's time for the glitter. So on that one goes, just follow the outline and the French tip that you've created already. So that should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Off that will go into lamp. And again, remember, we're doing another one off camera. So there are 2, don't forget that. And then the next part of the video, we're actually going to matte top coat at this stage. Everything else is going to be glossy on top, which I love this time of the year because it's the perfect time for these kind of designs, and I love doing them. I love having a matte background with a glossy art on top, so we're gonna do that. So I'm doing a layer of Vanillisa matte top coat on all of them. They'll all go into lamp for a cure. Then you want to grab yourself some whites. So ideally use a nail art gel. So the Madame Glam one is the best. It's that was my cup. It's the best. It's opaque, pigmented, and just works so great. Like, I love using it. And also it cures tack free, so really you do need a nail art gel. I mean, you can probably get away with a regular gel polish, but you'd have the issue of having to top coat it somehow, because obviously it leaves a tacky layer and it could chip off too if you don't kind of secure it in place, so bear that in mind. So for the first one, I'm going in with a candy cane look. So one line is going to be thinner than the other, so one line thin, one line thicker, one line thin, and so on, basically across the whole nail. Make sure you leave a good enough space in between each line. I know in the past when I've done these nails, I kept the lines pretty close together, and it doesn't look too good when you're going to sugar the nail, which is what we're going to do in a moment. So it does need that gap because the glitter does kind of expand the nail ever so slightly when it's on them. So I'm going to thicken up the lines where it needs it. I'm trying to maintain the same, obviously, thickness of the lines throughout the nail, but it can be a bit hard, and because it's a candy cane nail and you're going to put some glitter on top of it, you can't really see too much, so don't put too much pressure on yourself to get it like super perfect, because you don't have to. Once I'm happy with that, I will grab some glitter. So this is my all-time favorite one to use during Christmas. Every Christmas, like, I've almost got none left in that little pot, so we might run out of it this year, who knows, but it's perfect. It literally works with everything, and even just with regular colours. It's one of those that I use all through Christmas, but also throughout the year too, because it just works. If you've been a regular on my channel for a while, you've definitely seen it like a million times. I often like to do a sugared nail, and sometimes if I can't find the right colour, I would do, for example, a whole red nail, and in the wet gel polish I will sprinkle on this glitter, and it just always just works with any set. It's perfect. So on to the next nail. We are working on the French tip one, and I'm going to do the sweater pattern down in the centre of this nail, and I'm also going to do a dotted look going around the rim of the nail too, where the smile line is. So I'm going to try and thicken up the lines now. So initially when I do these kind of designs, I like to do like my little rough sketch first. So I'll often just kind of do very faint lines, not too thick or anything like that, and then once I'm happy with what it looks like, I then go in and thicken them up and make them, you know, how I want them to look. Then grab myself a dotting tool. I went for quite a big dotting tool here, and I'm just going around the smile line. So there is that, and again we are going to sugar this one. This is the last one we're going to sugar. The other three we're not going to. It's just going to be a glossy look on top of the matte top, okay? But there's that one. It's so cute, and really you could definitely skip the glitter on this part, but I just felt like I needed one extra nail that needed a glitter just to fit in with the other nail, so I picked on this one really. But I guess the snowflake one that we're going to do could have been one like that too, but we'll see. You guys can switch it up if you wanted to when you're making it yourself, if you're going to copy any. So now onto this one. This is my most favourite, most easiest, most recommended snowflake that I can show you. So it's a dotted snowflake. So it starts with just kind of getting your outline of the snowflake ready. So you've got the first 4 lines that have got 2 dots, and then the other in between lines are going to only have the 1, and then just connect it within the lap brush. It's as simple as that. I love doing them. They are my most favorite snowflakes to do because I also like the look, but it's also easy. Like, it's just a no-brainer with me on these snowflakes. There are obviously more complicated ones, and they're beautiful too, but there's just something about this one that just steals my heart every single time. So I'm going to do another one below, but just a mini version. And then you all know me, I absolutely hate a bare corner on the nail, so I go ahead and do some dots in the corners, like a cluster of 3, a cluster of 2, maybe just like a 1 dot here and there, just to kind of cover it up. If you wanted to, really, you could have just cured the snowflakes in place and then gone back in, done the dot, and then put some sprinkle of glitter into it too. Like, you can really just adjust it, or do some crystals, just something to cover it up. Like, it's too boring still for me. So here go those dots that I was talking about. And then after that we are going to do, I think it's the birthday present nail. Now there isn't really much footage of this nail because I actually cannot do the present bow thing on camera. Every time I've tried, I flop every single time. It's just the way my camera is. I can't get my face in there, I can't see, and I struggle anyways on a good day anyway, so having to do it on camera, nightmare. But I show you guys me doing those lines. Do those lines first. Those are going to be obviously your border for the present look, and then in the corners you're going to do the bow. But that'll be that. You'll basically see the final result in just a second of what it should look like. About now, in a moment. There we go. So this is it. Make sure you do that off camera or on camera, whatever. I did it off, and do that. And then on to the last nail. You want to do yourself a dot. That's going to be a starting point. And you're going to do these swirly whirlies, I like to call them. You kind of, I feel like it's got a name. It reminds me of those sweets as well. But you want to colour that part in, and you just want to keep repeating that and colouring it in. So in total, we're going to do 4 of those white, thick, angled lines, and then you want to colour that in, obviously. Madam Glam gel polishes are very pigmented, so you are going to have the best time colouring it in and not having any sheer bits, which is great. And then once I'm happy with that, that will go into lamp for a final cure when it comes to nail art. That's it. We've just got a very, very tiny little fragment of the video with crystals. I love a good crystal placement, and because we're sticking with the simple, anyone can recreate kind of look, I tried to kind of keep the crystals at the most absolute minimum. So we've literally got like 2 ABs and a couple of caviar beads, and that's it. Nothing more to that. You could definitely even skip the crystals if you wanted to. I just thought, just in case anyone does like a bit of a bling, I've added that in there, but it's not a must, and we are trying to keep it as simple as possible. Later on the channel, we'll probably come up with some crazy grinchy designs, and this is the part with the crystals. So obviously on that bow, it looks bare, it looks like it's missing something, so in goes an AB. There we go. And then lastly, that swirly whirly nail in the center again, it needs something, so off there goes another AB. And then top, bottom, left and right, we're going to do a caviar bead as well. So I'm using the Macart Rhinestone Glue Gel to adhere the crystals to the nail. I'm going to use my brush to just apply that rhinestone glue gel where I need it, and then using that same brush, pick up your caviar beads, pop it in where you've just placed your rhinestone glue gel, pop that into the lamp for the absolute final cure, and that's that. There is our first Christmas set of this year. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!